going to review a 2025 fantasy football draft that I just did. It's a 12-man, three-receiver PPR league. So going to talk about that here. Going to talk about my team and then go through all the other teams and discuss which ones look good and which ones look bad and kind of rip through all the bad picks as we usually do here. So before we get into that, please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video. Visit walterfootball.com for tons of content. We have fantasy football rankings, busts, sleepers, cheat sheets, anything you need for your fantasy football league. We have NFL mock drafts for 2026 and 2027. NFL picks against the spread. We went 9-2-1 against the spread in the preseason. So really looking forward to week one. Week one picks come out on Tuesday. NFL power rankings, which are updated with grade every signing, with grade every trade, including the Micah Parsons trade. So check that out at walterfootball.com. It's all free. Yeah, we have a lot of ads, I know, but you can get an ad-free experience as well for a very small fee. So you can either pay a little bit for that or just deal with no ads for free. So, I mean, it's up to you. But either way, tons of content, new stuff every single day. All right, we're going to discuss this team. I had the 7th pick. By the way, this is my 192nd draft for those counting. A little nuts here. I think I want to finish in even 200, but this is what I do for a living. So we started Justin Jefferson at 107. So ideally, I want a running back in the first round, but they're Bijan, Saquon Gibbs, all obviously way gone. And I thought about, maybe Achane, Chase Brown at 107, and then kind of double down at running back. Actually, maybe even triple down. I think that's a great strategy to use this year. But in a best ball strategy like this, I think you can get away with 2 running backs in the first 3 rounds. I really want to nail down 2 running backs in the first 3 rounds because once you get past the 3rd round running backs, I really don't like them. I think there are a couple that you can get away with, and I'll discuss them, but overall, just not really a fan of that. I think the position really drops off very quickly, and I love the receivers in the rounds 4 through 8 range. So really 5 through 8, but there's one in round 4, and I got him here. But anyway, I got Devon Achane and Travion Henderson in the 2nd and 3rd rounds. I'm thinking of moving up Henderson even more in my rankings. As you all know, I've been all over him, since the beginning. Like, he's so talented. He's great in 3rd downs, great in the passing game. It just stinks that people are finally kind of like coming on to him. I loved getting him in the 6th round all the time. You guys saw it in my drafts that I published here on the YouTube channel like 2 months ago. I was getting him like 6th round. Now he's 3rd round, but he's going to be the lead back in the second half of the year. I'm pretty confident in that. Maybe not so much first few weeks, but once they kind of realize what they have in him, they're not going to be able to keep him off the field. He's just way too talented. He's so explosive. He's great in pass protection. He does everything. This guy's going to be so good. He's going to be a 2nd round block next year, I think. I'd be shocked unless he gets hurt or something. I'd be so surprised if he's not. Cortland Sutton, he's the one receiver I like in the 4th round. He's going to be PPR machine this year with Bo Nix getting better. Sean Payton's offense. Cortland Sutton's just going to dominate the passing game. He had 7 targets in 14 passes from Bo Nix in one half of the final preseason game, and no one else had more than 2. So Jalen Hurts fell to me in the 5th round. That's a very unusual. He usually goes late 3rd or 4th round. He went 507. I couldn't believe it when he fell to me. I was going to take Ricky Pearsall here and kind of just keep going with these receivers, but hey, I had to pivot. When a great value falls to you, you have to pivot. So I went Jalen Hurts at 507. Marcus Golden, I was Matthew Golden. Sorry, no, Marcus. And that's another player. Matthew Golden at 606. I was thinking about either him or Odunze. I think Odunze is the better player, but Golden has the better opportunity. Plus, Golden could be a good player too. It's not like I'm drafting a crap player over a great player in a worse situation. There's just so many fewer mouths to feed in Green Bay rather than Chicago. So, tell me what you think. Would you rather have Golden or Odunze? I think it's very close. 7-7. I took Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, or he wants to be called Bill. So, Ja'Cory Krosky-Bill at 7-7. I think he's a solid player there. I would have preferred Tyron Tracy, but I got sniped by NM Deflatigators. So I wanted him. And really, the guy I really wanted was Zach Charbonnet, but I thought, you know what? I think he could fall back to me at 806, and I was wrong, dead wrong. So lesson learned. Well, maybe not lesson learned. I think if you do enough of these drafts, I think you have to take some chances. But Zach Charbonnet is one of the main guys I want in almost every single draft. So maybe I should have taken him at 707. And who knows, maybe Krosky Bill could have fell to me at 806. But anyway, I took Jawan Jennings at 806. I know he has a calf injury that's been lingering for like 2 months now, but I think that's more contractually, like it's more of a contractual injury. If he had that contract, he would be on the practice field. I would assume. I don't think he's landing on IR. I think that was a bogus report. Tucker Craft 907. I really wanted Tyler Warren. He's another guy I really wanted in the round 6 to 7 range. I love the 5 to 7 round range. There's so many players I want. So I took Tucker Craft in 907. With all the injuries, like Jaden Reed's injured, like I think that's going to help Tucker Craft a lot. I have 2 Green Bay guys. I could have gone with a Green Bay quarterback instead. I went with Drake May, who I think has more upside. Plus, I have Trevion Henderson to pair with Drake May. A couple running backs here with Ollie Gordon and Bashal Tootin. Another guy, this Deflated Gators guy, sniped me again. I wanted Braylon Allen. He took him. So I don't like drafting my own handcuffs. I have HN already, so kind of negative correlation here with Ollie Gordon. But my guy was gone. Braylon Allen was gone. I also wanted Brian Robinson Jr. He went at 10-10. So kind of like, best player available. So, and then Bashal Tootin, Travis Etienne is likely to get traded. And so once that happens, Tootin could handle the passing worse. So I think he's a little underrated right now. Love Dante Thornton. He's my number one sleeper on my website. Ray Davis, great upside as well. He's on that list too. Pat Bryant, great potential. Torrey Horton's on the sleepers list too. Then a couple tight ends, Daniel Jones, Keandre Lambert-Smith. He's also on the sleepers list, but he's a very deep sleeper. I don't think you really need to draft him, but he has some upside. So let's go through some of these teams and see how they did. So Toter went with Chase Higgins. So he went with whole Bengal stack, Chase Higgins Burrow, which is, in best ball, that's ideal. Kyron and Aaron Jones. Kyron's a good player there. Aaron Jones, kind of sketchy situation because he's gonna be in a timeshare. I do love Tyler Warren. I think if you draft a quarterback this early at 412, you don't need one at 812. It feels like when is Bo Nix going to outscore Joe Burrow? It's not going to happen that often. Then Marvin Mims was a wasted pick. He's just a gadget player. Isaiah Likely has some upside. So he's a nice player to take the Tyler Warren because, if Warren kind of fails, Likely is going to come back in like week 3 or so and then just kind of play pretty well. Najee Harris, Io Manor seems like kind of wasted picks there. Team 2, Big Dog Danks. So he took Bajan, obviously great pick there, but it's kind of easy. McConkey at 211, maybe slightly too early. I like Josh Jacobs more. I actually would have taken. I think it makes sense to take Jacobs at 211 and then McConkey at 302. But it's obviously the same thing. Kenneth Walker as his third running back. I'm down on Walker. He's injury prone, and I think Zach Charbonnet is even better than him. So Pickens, Odunze, Olave. I only like one of those guys. I love Odunze. I think Pickens a little too early. Olave way too early. This guy's a walking concussion. Don't draft him. So he took 2 quarterbacks here, Prescott and Caleb Williams. That's fine. 2 tight ends with Andrews and Ferguson, and then some late round guys. Bird and Coker has some intrigue now that Adam Thielen has been traded. Troy Franklin I think is a good sleeper. So overall, this team's not bad. Just a couple of things I don't like. The third team, Lone Star Oblivion, he went Barkley, then Allen. I don't like Evans at 303. He's a 32-year-old with chronic hamstring issues. Feels like this could be the year he falls off. Say Flowers is okay. Brees Hall's in a timeshare. Not a fan of that. Pacheco's a question mark. Stephon Diggs is coming off 20 ACL. Don't draft Stephon Diggs. It's a big mistake. David Njoku, he looks good right now, but when Joe Flacco is going to be benched in like week 5, he's not going to look so good. So I have my concerns with any Cleveland player. Jaden Reed is out for a while. Don't draft Jaden Reed. It feels like this guy's kind of behind in the times here. I do like Brian Robinson Jr. As apparently he's the RB2 in San Francisco. I don't fully trust it. I have a feeling Kyle Shanahan's lying to us, as he always does. But he could. I don't know. Maybe Robinson will be the RB2. I still think Garendo is the better talent. And then we have Tua right here. He's a fine backup. A couple of late round guys. I don't really see anything with high upside. Damari Douglas has no upside. Don't draft him. He's good. He's good in like DFS if you pay like $3,500 and you get like 12 fantasy points. But he's not good in regular fantasy. This guy has 4 quarterbacks too. Don't draft 4 quarterbacks. Please don't do that. All right, Nate Dogg at the 4 spot. He went Gibson, Irving. Great start. McBride, not so much. Kind of gave that back. You don't need an early round tight end like that. Like when Tyler Warren is just almost as good. You can get him 3 rounds later. You have Metcalf. He's okay. Kamara he's on the decline. Don't draft Kamara. He's worn down the past couple of years. I feel like it's going to happen again. Plus, if they're terrible as we think they are, late in the season, they might just be like, you know what, Alvin, we're gonna trim your touches a little bit and get the young guys involved because look, we're not making the playoffs. You're 30. We don't want to wear you down. So that's the fantasy playoffs. That's pretty frightening. I like the Debo Samuel's the receiver two there. Myers has no upside. Don't draft Myers. Pittman's kind of the same thing. Godwin is injured. Eckler has no upside. He drafted 3 quarterbacks in a row, but these are the only 3 quarterbacks he has, so that's fine. But overall, I don't like this team very much, despite the hot start he had with Gibbs and Irving. Team 5 took 6 receivers in a row for some reason. I'm not sure why. I get Rashee Rice here. But DJ Moore and Waddle seem like such weak picks. DJ Moore I don't think he's going to be the receiver one on the team this year. Rome Odunze is way more talented than him. Remember, Odunze was the 9th overall pick in a loaded draft, whereas DJ Moore was drafted in the 20s. I think he's the 24th overall pick. So, I mean, it's not like he's a scrub or anything, but Odunze is so talented. But either way, there's so many mouths to feed in Chicago. I don't know how you can justify a 4th round pick on Moore. And then Waddle, he's a pyramid scheme, to quote Butters. He's had like 3 great games in his career and then just like nothing else. People just remember his great games. He's done nothing else, nothing recently anyway. And plus his quarterback's concussion prone. So don't draft 6 receivers in a row. It feels like that's just the silly thing to do. And your starting running backs are Montgomery and Warren. Like that seems awful. Purdy, Fields, and Love are his quarterbacks. That's okay. Then he has Stevenson, White, Algier. This team looks awful to me. All right, Deflated Gators, who sniped me a few times. Fortunately for him, he took McCaffrey at 106. I've said this a million times. To say this again, McCaffrey has chronic Achilles tendonitis in both feet, and he's a 29-year-old running back with a huge workload in his past. That is terrifying. You can win your draft. You can't win your draft in the first 2 rounds. You can lose it, and you lose it by drafting a bust like McCaffrey. McCaffrey's played in only 48.5% of his games since 2021. I don't want anything to do with him in the first round. 3rd round, maybe. 4th round, sure. 1st round, no way. Jonathan Taylor, he's also banged up, and he's playing behind the worst offensive line he's ever been behind. So slow start here by the Deflated Gators, and I didn't like Garrett Wilson either. But then he sniped me with Ibuka, although Hurst is still there. I was going to take Hurts. So potentially would have sniped me with Ibuka and Tracy. Maybe not Ingram, but Braylon Allen. So he had some good late picks. Sam Darnold is probably going to get benched. Don't draft Sam Darnold. But it's funny. He drafted Dale Darnold and Milroe. Talk about negative correlation. If he's only going to have 2 quarterbacks, like really, because obviously both can't start. So he's only got Lamar Jackson and 1 guy behind him. So that's a little worrying. But yeah, I mean, if you're going to draft Milroe, just don't draft Darnold. So anyway, I talked about my team's the 8th team, the Nucks. So he drafted Collins and Bowers, Hampton. I think Bowers a little too early here, but Hampton, he kind of rebounded there. McMillan, 4th round for a receiver in Carolina's offense who doesn't love football. Like, no, thank you. Calvin Ridley has potential. I like that. RJ Harvey is going to catch a ton of passes potentially. So he could be good. I just really don't trust Sean Payton because he loves using multiple running backs. Caleb Johnson has upside, but in PPR, 7th round, maybe a little too early. Khalil Shakir has 0 upside. He's a high floor, but no upside. He's not going to win you anything. He's going to win you 5th place. So if you're rooting for 5th place and you don't want to finish in the last, you just want to finish 5th or 6th, then draft Shakir. Don't draft Shakir and think you're going to win your league. Jaden Higgins is struggling in training camp. ATN stinks. Stroud and Geno Smith are fine backups. Or no, they're starters. Russell Wilson is his 3rd. Joe Mixon may not play this year. That's an issue with that pick. Cooper's decrepit. Other 15th round's not like terrible. Wan'Dale Robinson has no upside. This team doesn't look very good to me either. Let's find a good team maybe. Maybe this one, Sam McFlurry. So solid start here with Neighbors, Genty, but then he kind of veered off the path with Tyreek Hill, who's an old receiver who's lost a step playing in a offense with a terrible offensive line. A coach who can't figure out how to beat the cover 2 shell, and a quarterback who has concussion issues, and plus Hill may have worn out his welcome. So the 3rd round, good luck. I'm not touching him. Adams a little early in the 4th round. He's 33 years old. It's an issue. Chuba Hubbard, I like Chuba Hubbard as one of the he's like one of the rare running backs I like in like rounds 5 and 6. It's pretty decent value, 5 and 9. Judy, same thing I said about Njoku. You don't know how long Flacco is going to start, and they're going to go to Dylan Gabriel eventually, who's 5'10" and has no arm strength. Judy's way too early here in the 6th round. Sam Laporta, I don't really like the Lions offense this year, but 7th round is not horrible. Baker Mayfield at 804 seems like a touch too early, but not too bad. Javonte Williams is a wasted pick. So is Chubb. These guys have no upside. I know they're starters right now, but they're not going to win you a league. I'd rather draft higher upside guys like Braylon Allen and Ollie Gordon. Rashid Shaheed, I like Shaheed, so this is a good rare pick for this guy. Stafford is back issues. Pitts is not very good. Otten is injured, so a lot of weird picks from this guy. I don't like this guy's team, so maybe we can find a good one here with Castello. So Nakua and London to start. So we'll see how his running backs are, and Worthy and Kittle. So his running backs are Swift, Mason, Charbonnet. I love Charbonnet. Mason could be pretty good potentially. Swift, he could be someone who fades down the stretch. I can see him having a good start, but with his injury history, he could fade. Mahomes at 603 is too early. Like, there's no reason Mahomes should be going 8 picks later than Hurts. Like, there's just way too much of a gap between the two. Josh Downs at 9-10 is not terrible. Colston Loveland 10-03 is fine. Penix and Mooney, you like the pairing there. Mooney's injured, but maybe he returns soon. Who knows? Judkins at 13-10 has some value, but he's going to be suspended whenever he signs his contract, though. So maybe late in the year he's going to be fine. I just don't want anyone from the Browns. The team's horrible. Don't draft players from horrible teams unless they are elite, like Neighbors or something. Hollywood Brown, Keaton, I like the Keaton Mitchell, Alec Pierce here. I was hoping for Alec Pierce to come back to me 1606. He's just great in this best ball type format because he has like 3 or 4 great games every year, and that's kind of what you want from your 16th round guy. McLeod, I understand he's adding people to that Atlanta stack, but I don't know. Jalen Wright's out for a while, so not a fan of this team either. So maybe J.R. Betts is going to be the guy who saved this year. So Henry and Chase Brown, nice start. Jaden Daniels. So I like to start Marvin Harrison Jr., Devontae Smith, and Travis Hunter. This is an awesome start. So finally something positive, but then we transition to the negative. We have Travis Kelce, who hasn't done anything in the regular season in 2 years, and Cooper Kupp, who was exiled from the Rams because they weren't playing him late in the year. He did not play. He barely played in the playoffs. So the Rams didn't want him. I don't know why Seattle paid him so much money. He's not going to do anything. He's going to catch like 3 passes for 30 yards every game. It's going to be awful. Murray has upside, but he is injury prone. Scatterbo is the 3rd running back on the team, so not really much upside there. Thielen, fine pick in the 11th round. Goddard's okay. Brandon Ayuk's not going to play till November, and when he returns, he's not going to be himself. So that don't waste a pick in Ayuk. Jaden Blue, Shipley. So we finally get to some picks we like again. Jaden Blue and Shipley, a lot of upside here in rounds 14 to 15. Yeah, Rogers, Yoseva. So you have some late round guys. Waller has some upside. So this guy started strong and ended strong, but in the middle, just some really bad picks. And then finally, we have Sam Pitt 16. So we started Amon-Ra St. Brown, Brian Thomas Jr., then James Cook. Not crazy about that start. I think you need more running backs there. And like St. Brown, I feel like he's going to take a step backward this year. James Cook too. I mean, he missed most of training camp. He might get injured, so that's worrying. McLaurin, same thing. He drafted the 2 guys who missed lots of training camp time. I feel like at least one of them is definitely going to miss a lot of time, if not both. So that's troublesome. James Conner's 30 and is in a timeshare now, so that's not someone I want at 512. I do love Pearsall. Hawkins is a good pick. Addison. So I was wondering if he's drafted McCarthy. He did. So he has a Minnesota stack of sorts, even though he doesn't have Jefferson, but still, it's I like the sequence that he had. Goff, I could do without, even though he paired Goff with St. Brown. Still, I mean, I think Goff's going to have a terrible year without Ben Johnson and a depleted offensive line. Lawrence is fine. He took Bigsby. So I actually was looking for Bigsby at 1206. It's kind of why I took Tootin. Bigsby's a great value here in the 12th round. Then took Strange. This guy's like stacking a lot at least. I like what he's doing, like his overall strategy. Just the execution. Some of these players are very risky. I love Isaac Tesla now. I'm all aboard the Tesla train. I had him queued. He took him at 1401. I was going to take him at 1406. I prefer Dante Thornton though, so it's not like I was going to take him over Thornton. Woody Marks, solid, some solid upside there. Kareem Hunt, no upside. Pierce, very little upside. Actually, no upside either. So, and then I don't know why you're taking Jahan Dotson at 21, but So this team, I like the stacking. I like some of the picks, but I really don't like some of the picks. So this is the draft I just did. Let me know what you think. Did I screw up? Am I one of the worst teams? It's like Twilight Zone where my team is awful and everyone else's is great. Just let me know. But yeah, otherwise, I'm gonna come back with another video tomorrow talking about players I've drafted the most. Like I said, I'm almost at 200 drafts, and going to see which players I drafted the most and tell you guys. But yeah, I mean, the NFL season's right around the corner, so we're going to have our picks soon and mock drafts as well. So stay tuned to the channel. Please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video. Visit walterfootball.com for tons of content, and I'll talk to you in the next video.